Well, as we talked about, it is sophomore leadership and freshman leadership that has been a great combination so far, as the Matadors have won 22 of their first 32 games out of the gate and are off to one of their best starts in recent years. So now they've just got to keep it going because they've got a little over a month and a half left before the Region 1 playoffs start, and they're looking for their fourth Region 1 playoff berth in the last 5 years. Well, one of the main reasons that the Matadors have gotten off to the fast start, and not just about the power that we talked about. Yes, she does have 2 home runs, but it's also the way she has set the table for everybody else, because she's been the leadoff hitter for the Lady Matadors all year long, and her defense in center field has been one of the main catalysts for that defense to really shore up in the outfield. She is Courtnie Ploesch. She is an all-conference performer from a year ago. She's already won the ACCAC Division I Player of the Week award already this year, and she's done it all very quietly. And she joins us now, the starting center fielder for your Lady Matadors, Courtnie Ploesch. And first of all, I think before we start talking about this year and last year, I kind of want to go back. Growing up in the Blythe area, you've got a few choices, but how do you decide to make the trip down Highway 95 to come to AWC?
I talked a lot about it with my dad, and we both made a decision, and he felt that this was the right choice, going to JC, and it being close to home helped a lot too, because I'm a big family girl. I love my family being there, and they come out and support me every game, and me being by my family, it helps me, encourages me to do better for them.
How much does that give you a charge to be able to take your place in center field and see the family in the audience?
Oh, it's great. I love it. They sit behind me every game, and they're always cheering for me. Even when I do bad, they're like, "It's okay. Just go up there, see the ball better." They're always cheering me on. I love it.
Nikki, when you started looking at Courtnie and started looking at what kind of things she could do to help the teams, what was the main thing that stood out to you about Courtnie as a high school senior?
I think it was her strength. I think I went and watched her at the Yuma Catholic tournament the first time, and even just she was pitching at the time, and just how hard she threw and how hard she swung the bat. She just had strength that you can't pick up from a lot of just natural strength. And I'm pretty sure she wasn't on any strength program at the time, so I knew she could only get stronger. She
came in kind of a precarious position because center field was the magic position 2 years before her with Jessica Soria. Now all of a sudden she has to fill the shoes. She's done it very quietly, very capably, and very solidly. What's been kind of that secret in your mind for her?
She works hard. I mean, she's a hard worker. She's not going to back down from a challenge. I think, in fact, the last couple weeks have been pretty funny because she's been out there trying to catch balls over the fence at batting practice. So that's been real fun to watch.
Well, and I guess same question to you, Courtnie. You knew coming in, you had heard about Jessica Soria. You knew that all of a sudden center field was kind of that bullseye, but you just kind of went in and did it. Did you even think about that?
No, I didn't really think about it. A lot of the sophomores from last year put pressure on me, like, "Oh, our center fielder was really good," and I was just like, "Okay, I think I could do the job just as well as her. If I work hard enough, I challenge myself too, I think I could be the best I could be."
Did you use it as extra motivation?
Yeah, I did. I pushed myself too, compete basically, just to put myself right there.
Making that transition from the high school game to the college game, it sometimes is tougher for most. It sometimes is easier for most. Did you find it tough? Did you find it easy last year?
I didn't find it tough, but I didn't find it easy either. The thing that I did notice is that the girls in college do hit the ball way harder, and you do get a lot of action in the outfield. Unlike high school, it's more it's usually pitchers are doing the work, or the ball's not really getting hit over the fence as much as it is now.
Mm-hmm. How long did it take you to kind of get into a comfort zone last year, or did it take the whole season?
At first, I wasn't too comfortable when I was pitcher, but when I settled down in center field, I really knew that I would be comfortable, and that's when I really started to feel really comfortable out there.
When did you start to see it from Courtnie on Nikki last year?
That was about the same time when she started settling down in center field, because you could see her batting average just slowly start to increase until it leveled out around the 450 area or something around that range. Mm-hmm. But you could definitely see her just get more confident out there.
That's one thing that has been talked about over the last year or so, is the fact that sometimes others will get more headlines than you, yet you're kind of the steady one. When it came out and the all-conference teams were announced and you were AWC's representative, were you surprised?
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised. We were at the pool, and she came on the fence, "Courtnie, we got good news," and she told me, and I was really shocked about it because I didn't even think I was going to be like notice like at all. But especially since we're in a good conference, I didn't think that like from our team they would actually notice me out.
Some freshmen, when they get those kind of accolades, they tend to kind of get comfortable. Obviously, you have not. What did you decide you were going to do to make yourself better in between seasons?
Keep working hard, keep pushing for my goal. I knew that this season I had to come out defending my stats and everything I did last year, so just work hard and come to this season playing hard.
Did you give her a checklist for the off-season, Nikki?
Well, I know our outfield coach, Coach Mark, probably, he gave her a little bit of a checklist. I know that for sure. So, but she, I mean, I think she's done a lot of it, some of it on her own too. That I know the catching the ball over the fence thing. I think that's all her. I'm still caught up on that because that's just still fun to watch at practice.
You said all along, anybody that comes back and they're a sophomore, their job is up for grabs. But deep down, were you worried about Courtney losing her spot?
No, probably no. Not if she as long as she put the same determination to it as she did her freshman year, there wasn't going to be too much of a challenge for her to keep it as long as she put that same determination toward it. So.
Were you concerned, Courtney?
A little bit in the summertime when Raya had signed, and it did say that she's gonna like take my spot basically. I kind of read it and I was like, I wonder if she's really that good. But then Mariah, she is really good, don't get me wrong, but I knew that that was going to be my spot.
How much do you think the freshmen have made things better by pushing the sophomores?
I think they have pushed us really better because this group of freshmen, they want to win and they're ready to compete. And so it helps us sophomores to not get down. It helps everyone who are on the bench, the freshmen, push them too. Like, get up, come on, we got it, you know. They keep us pushing, keep us going.
How have, with Mariah, especially taking a spot in the starting outfield, how has that been able to make it to where you and Lauren in left field, how has that made you a more cohesive unit as an outfield?
We work really good as a team. I think we all three have speed. So working together out in the outfield, practice every day. We always communicate. We always make sure every day at practice we're working on something new. Like make sure we don't run into each other because we all have speed. Making sure we're backing each other up and just things like that.
You talked about the speed, but this year you have the added power. In fact, as a team, you've hit one less home run than you hit as a team all of last season. Is it contagious? Is it one of those where you see somebody hit it out of the park and you want to do it too?
I don't really know if we're trying to knock it out of the park when we're up to bat, but we all do say hitting is contagious. So once one of us start hitting, the dugout just starts going crazy and we're just up on the fence, ready to play.
How does that also maybe make the whole lineup more comfortable, Nikki, knowing that you're not going to always have to play base to base, that you can hit extra base hits and can hit it out?
Well, it definitely makes it more comfortable, as everyone's always been asking this year in the 6th and the 7th inning when we're down by 3 or 4 instead of being down by 1 or 2. Because, I mean, even I started doing the math. Okay, we get 3 base runners on, we need 1 home run, we're tied again. So, you know, I know everyone's thinking the same thing, and with the power we have this year, we can actually get that done. So far, it has worked well for Courtney and company. 22-10 is the overall mark, and again, if the playoffs started today, they would be the number 3 seed. But of course, they have a lot more softball to play. And a week from today, high noon at the AWC softball field, the Gateway Lady Geckos come to town. Admission absolutely free. So we hope to see you out there. And we're going to talk about the other spring sport. That's baseball, and that's next.